Hey, how you doing? Another video here about being a digital nomad this time. Um, I just want to go over a few things, mostly because I see these videos online. Most of them are very poor, have very bad information. I'd like to talk about this is actually again my apartment here in Mexico. I initially came to Mexico not to be a digital nomad. But I want to talk about the points that are really interesting with living in Mexico. Mexico is a pretty cool place to be a digital nomad because it's very close to San Diego, and San Diego is a really nice place. Expensive, but really nice place nonetheless. The border is very uh, has a lot of great transportation and stuff like that. But anyway, I lived in Mexico for quite a while. I definitely have a background with knowing the ins and outs of, people that are looking to try to live here to save money, um, have questions about the lifestyle, all the above. Mexico's definitely an acquired taste. It's something that you're going to want to, kind of see if you like or don't like. The thing I actually, on the subject of being a digital nomad, the thing I liked about being a digital nomad in San Diego is in actual Mexico was its, proximity to San Diego versus, say, you go to Southeast Asia or something like this. Um, and so, you could jump back and forth or whatnot. I actually had, my car stolen here and, wasn't like all the way horrible because obviously I was just right over the border. So, anyway, first thing I recommend, before you take on, Tijuana, Mexico, is familiarize yourself a little bit with the area, get an idea where you want to live. This isn't for everybody. I've seen a lot of people come and go. Actually, Mexico currently is, slightly a little dicier. But as far as the apartment angle here, I think that there's a very important, some secrets here that can be uncovered because, the videos online are just, very inaccurate. So the first thing I got very lucky to get the apartment I got, even though it looks, very modest, or I don't know, this is a kind of a picture of the area. I didn't plan to do this video, first off. So this is kind of like, the pictures that I had of it. I came, like I said, to come and serve. So, it's very close to the ocean, maybe about 2 blocks away. It was a couple $100s a month to live there. And I do mean, it was under 200, but, with electricity and everything. But how this worked out was, I had a friend, he was actually Mexican, a surfer guy, and he was the one that actually got the apartment. I don't expect that, one thing is for sure, like, coming into Mexico and, being a digital nomad, so to speak, generally you're not going to be able to come to Mexico and rent an apartment like this. For a couple reasons. One is, you're a foreigner, so you're probably going to automatically pay more. Like I said, this was on a very blue collar, neighborhood, in Mexico, middle class, America type thing. Basically, he's the one that ran it. We're going to split the room because it was close to the beach. He's a surfer or whatnot. And we were going to split the room and basically, because he was Mexican and actually didn't make a lot of money, you wanted to be able to take advantage of that a little bit. Plus, he was a cool dude. Worked out real well, actually. But I ended up staying there for a couple years past that. And as you can see here, I did my work, whatnot, and, I had a little office furniture I picked up in the flea market. That being said, the other kind of hitches to Mexico are a lot of places want co-signers. Like if you go on Tijuana Craigslist here and you kind of look like you see here, this is the number one thing that the digital nomad type thing, how it jumps off is you end up paying a lot of money, and then as your time goes on here and you make more connections and meet people, a lot of times you can save a lot of money because you meet people, and Mexican landlords kind of get to know you, and they'd be like, hey, take my place, and they'll cut you a deal or whatnot. That's how this kind of worked out. But like I said, a lot of time I went through an actual Mexican, contact, and I got very lucky. Otherwise, I would have probably been paying, quite a bit more. I would say typically, in this general area, which is the Tijuana, Rosarito area, which is, North Mexico, and, even down the Ensenada to some extent, you'll see that, I would say generally speaking, a very good price point, with a lot of prices that have recently kind of risen in the area. A good price point is about $500 to $700 a month, as far as living in, in Mexico. And, another price point would be, say your total cost would be very close to maybe, 1,100 to 1,200 a month is definitely realistic. The thing that you need to keep in mind, when, considering whether you want to do this or not, is how often you're going to cross the border. That's a very, that's definitely one of the biggest reasons why people come down here. So save a little money and then, cross the border. So, anyway, I hope the video helped. Please subscribe. Really helps me out. I do hope you enjoyed it and it helps you. I enjoyed Mexico a lot. I know people are very concerned about the danger factor. It does take a bit of a savvy, individual and a little bit of street smarts. But I found Tijuana relatively safe and definitely doable for just about anybody. And that's how I would rate my experience. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like up, or a thumbs up button, and subscribe. Thanks so much.